I am the Supreme Patriarch.
Edvard van de Crown is the dreaded field commander of Manon's Blades, a powerful mercenary regiment that is owned and run by the mysterious merchant lords of Marienburg. Pirate, mercenary, smuggler, thief, and all-around tough guy, Captain Edvard is a brigand through and through. He's raided the Norscan coast, and it's said he's even survived the vampire coast of Lustria, returning to tell the tale. He's a cutthroat who refuses to die, but he's also a man of his word, which makes him a trusted and reputable mercenary. Others say that Manon himself won't let him die. Manon is the imperial god of the seas and the chief god of those who live in Marienburg. In this war, he's been given command of the forces of Marienburg. No other in that seaport could match the tenacity of Gelt's impassioned assault. Now we're to meet two new colleagues who have joined Gelt's campaign. Erwin Rohr started his days living in the streets, stealing or begging for food and money. The boy always kept his eyes and ears open to find new ways to create gold, but nothing truly helped him until he heard about the art of alchemy. He spent years of his life trying to find out how to change lead into gold, but Erwin Rohr had talent too. So much talent that after a while he was publicly known as the Golden Khan, but no one had been able to track him down until Gelt finally found him. Hearing of his sheer talent, Gelt saved him from the gallows and put him into the Imperial College. Now he works as an alchemist under the Golden Order. Next, we get to meet Captain Edward, a man with a passion for two things in life, hunting and drinking. Nobody knows which one is his first and second, but it's clear that he is good at both. There's a small bet going around the troops wondering whether or not it will be the drink to kill him first. While Jean Furenberg, the Elector Count of Solland, is quite ready to move on, a few things have changed up. Marienburg is fighting the Vampire Counts. The Vampire Counts are also invading Reichland. Normally, we would go to the aid of the Empire immediately, but right now we have a job to do. We need to gain more power. In order to protect the entirety of the Empire, we must become stronger than the Emperor. Sure, he knows what to do, but Gelt knows even more than that. Right now, these two armies are still around. They're not led by veterans. In the very beginning, we fought many veterans of Marienburg. They still have rather troubling armies, but we can do something to stop them. Here's what we'll do. Gelt will go after one army over here, led by Gustav Pappenheimer. Elector Count Furenberg II will come over here to fight Hans Leitdorf. As for Manfred, if we can delay that war for right now, that would be ideal. Manfred is actually more powerful than Gelt at rank 32. He's got a zombie dragon too. I don't want to fight the undead until we're properly ready, and to be ready, we could use money from Marienburg. If we conquer everything over here, maybe we'll have a shot. Now before we go into battle, what can we upgrade? Nuln, we'll upgrade Nuln. We'll unlock new technology if we do so as well. Our alchemist, Erwin Rohr, he's moving over to find out what is happening to Altdorf. I believe the undead are trying to besiege it, and of course take it over. Look at that army. They have so many armies right now. Eventually we'll fight them. But for now, let's go kill Gustav. And Clan Angrund, who are you fighting? I'm really curious about that. Are you fighting Marienburg? You're fighting the Wood Elves, okay. And Marienburg. Good to know. If I left you here, you would probably go destroy them on your own. But I can't let you do everything. Okay, let's go, Furenberg. Who am I going to give that standard to? It should probably be my greatswords. There we are. Now let's go fight a fairly challenging enemy army. They do have 3 groups of artillery. We have 2. We do have a war wagon that has a Hellblaster volley gun. We have a cannon as well, Jean's Redemption. And many infantrymen too. Let's go see if we can win this battle. It is now time for a major battle. We have an enemy army on the way. Let's have a look at our defenses real quick while our Hellblaster volley wagon moves on. Over here we have Jean's Redemption, our cannon, near the top of the hill, but not quite. We have our midi swordsmen right behind them. All of our spears and halberds are kind of fanned out. They're going to be defending at the base of the hill. My gunners will be kind of in the middle. We've got, of course, Jean. We've got Magister Lubin and Captain Edward. Now it's time for that Hellblaster to try to lure out our foes. That's really the primary goal right now, is to lure them out towards where we're at. And to do that, we need a copious amount of firepower. These guys over here have it at a speed of 70 with high armor-piercing damage. They're about to let loose a lot of chaos. If we have a look at what they have, a lot of knights. They have artillery, handgunners. Marienburg will not quit. They're not giving up yet. They have a general leading them, some flagellants, and a warband. And we're about to get ready for that big attack. We're having to circle around way over here where we can then flank them and hopefully defeat them. Now, what are we going to hit in the very beginning? That's a really good question. These wild men, I'm just kind of moving around. We've got to watch out for those knights too. Those knights can be a huge issue. But what if we were to hit maybe knights or even some handgunners or even an artillery crew? Even that would be fine. So we're just kind of dancing around. Here it comes right now. We're moving up. There's a crew that's currently exposed. They're being attacked. Sure, they might be exchanging some fire, but maybe we can take more of them out. And it looks like we did. That should be sufficient. That should draw them to us. If we need to attack again, then we will. Our Hellblaster is much better than theirs. Ours is able to move. We've got wagons. What do they have? Shame. Look at that. Their crew has been messed up. Here comes their knights now. Now they're charging out. They finally gave in. They're going to follow our wagon. It's time for that wagon to get out of here. You can see our forces far off on that hill, currently just holding their positions while we allow this war wagon team to get the hell out of Dodge. It's time for them to just make a move. Well, I suppose we need a topical city for that saying to work. Get out of Talabheim? Yeah, maybe that. Get out of Ubersreich. That one would definitely work. We don't have a Dodge city here. Alright, horses, let's go now. They're still moving. They're still being chased by these knights. These knights are pursuing them. If they catch up, they're in trouble. Hopefully they won't catch up. If only they could shoot while they're moving, but that would be insanely powerful. Could you imagine that? There is a passive debuff on our wagons called Bumpy Ride or whatever. Whenever we move through the forest, well, we begin to lose health. It's a pretty interesting mechanic. Okay. They're now moving up. Maybe we can hit a few more of them. Our wagon is still out of their reach. They're still moving far, far away from them. These poor guys, man, I made them move all over the map. But they're getting through, kind of. See, now they're taking some of that damage. It's a bumpy ride. These knights are about to be hit. You can see where if they crest that hill, they'll just be shot at a lot. All of our soldiers are over here waiting. These handgunners are about to get into position to unleash a few ferocious attacks on them. We're still moving. Unfortunately, they do have outriders with a grenade launcher. I didn't see that till the very end. Those are able to deal a lot of damage. They've got to be crushed early on, or we're going to lose it all. Okay, they're moving. They've been clipped just barely, getting our wagon into safety. We've got some swordsmen over here helping them hold, and our gunners, as you saw just now, wiped out those outriders. Now they're fleeing. I mean, look at how many here died. It didn't take long to crush every single one of them. There's a few who got away, but the brave ones are dead. Let's have a look over here now. It's time to take out some wagons and other units too. Their army is moving in slowly. They're taking their time. They have artillery that's currently hitting my formation, but we're going to be hitting them too, so it's all good. And as for those knights, they're pulling back. I've got some spears that are moving into the trees now. They have more knights who will be pushing in momentarily. We have a large wave over here on our right flank, their left flank. Here comes my Hellblaster volley gun, and my units will be moving into position momentarily to where we can deter that charge. They're continuing to attack, as we are too. There we go. The Hellblaster volley gun is hitting a few of their knights, stopping a few of them, ending their lives. And let's have a look now. They're going to be repositioning as I've repositioned a few of our units. Let's have a good overview of the battle so far. We're moving a few of our anti-large units to counter their mini horsemen. They have some who are trying to come in from behind. We're now setting up defenses on the right flank to get ready for their attack. And on the main line, we've damaged that war wagon. It's got to be our main cannon just pounding the hell out of them. One crew is gone. Knocked down. Now we have more enemies to worry about, like right over here. Look at that. That's a lot of knights. That Hellblaster volley gun is going to put in the work. I paid for it. It's going to put in the work. We have some men who are now charging in, going straight into the battle where we're being hit by enemy artillery. But if we clash with their men, then there will at least be friendly fire. If they hit us, they'll hit their own men as well. The flagellants are close by. We've got handgunners who will currently just wreak havoc upon them. We have more handgunners than they do, so we can outshoot them. They're already getting the hell out of here. We're chasing a few of them with a few of our spearmen. You can see what's left of their soldiers. They still have a few grenade launchers left. Their leader's already been torn to hell. He's not doing so hot. He's trying to get out of here now. Who can blame the guy, right? He's like, look, I did my part. I'm leaving. All right, so if we leave and zoom out again, we can see that over here on this right flank, they're charging back in. It looks like our Hellblaster volley gun is still moving, and I wonder what else they're going to be hitting as they continue to move up, but I guess we'll be seeing momentarily. We're still fighting on the front lines, engaging with all of their infantry. If we look on the left flank, many of their knights have already been torn to shreds by my anti-large units, so we're not having to worry about that. If we look at the placement of my handgunners, they're over here getting ready to attack even more enemies. Let's see, 50 kills, 51, 52, going up, killing their group of handgunners. Those grenade launchers have 37 kills. It looks like we have over here our Hellblaster volley gun that's currently moving up. Now going after their crews directly. They have 99 kills. They're about to get more. Over here on the right flank, we have some more knights who are coming back. We're trying to counter them right away by using our halberds. They're going to be able to charge in. But now it's time for this Hellblaster volley gun to again eradicate these artillery crews. They won't be able to attack if they're all shot to hell. It looks like their leader died too. You just saw that, right? It was a brief momentary lapse where he was moving in an open field and he got shot down. So he's gone too. 108 kills for that Hellblaster volley gun. If we keep on looking right now, it looks like we've managed to hold on. Okay, what's happening over here? Oh, there's only flagellants left. Okay, so they all broke. Wow. That was a lot quicker than I thought it would be. I thought they would stay here for a long time. It was largely about movement, but no, they all broke. So now we just need to finish off what's left. The Hellblaster volley gun is just going to move up and follow them and continue shooting at crews who are leaving. 109 kills, so they killed one more since we last checked on them. Now they've all broken. The battle is over. There's only a little bit of that crew left. Mincemeat, I tells ya. Mincemeat. Get out of here, kids. You're not welcome. The pool's closed. That was a very interesting battle to see all that artillery used, and we were able to win. Though we did lose over 400 men, it could have been much worse. We'll take replenishment. We'll always take replenishment when we can when fighting against other humans. Unfortunately, there is vampiric corruption here. We killed the enemy leader. We could follow him and destroy his entire army. We've gained a scribe, giving him even more campaign movement range. Oh good, an initiate. That person can help us get rid of all of that blasted corruption in the local lands. At rank 7, we're going to put a point over into something else for you. Artillery would be one choice, sure. Or, what about my gunners? To me, that might be a better idea. Though I do want my war wagons. Here we go, pistol core. More ammo and missile damage. We're going to focus on commanding abilities for him. Then later we'll get other ones. Okay, Captain Edward, time for you to ride on your Pegasus. Enjoy. We can put 3 points into it, giving him, what, more speed at level 3 and charge damage 2. Not bad at all. Magister Lubin Siegfried. You've got quite a few points already. Why don't we put a point over here into Curse of the Midnight Wind? It's a great ability. Debuffing our enemy's armor and melee attack could cause our infantry to win out the day. I wonder, can you march into Nolan? You can. Good. That way we can get a bit more replenishment. Now it's time for Gelt to come over here to attack another army of Marienburg. At the rate we're going, I don't know what's going to happen. Oh, look at that. The balance of power is not in my favor, so we'll need to fight this battle out. They've got 2 groups of artillery, many knights, demigryph knights, outriders too. Wow. Even though he's not a very experienced leader, it should be a very interesting battle. We'll be fighting in the light forest. over in the region of Nuln. Here comes Gelt now, ready to wreak some havoc. Our enemies are on the way. They have quite a large army. We just need to eradicate their artillery. Fighting a faction that mirrors your own can be such a challenge, but right now we're going to see what Gelt's going to be able to do if we can get it. Oh yeah, there we go. A nice searing doom right on top of their crew, many of their bodies going flying. Let's have a look over here. So the goal was for me to allow them to go to the top of this hill. If they crest that hill, then we get a clear line of sight on them. Then we can shoot them. I didn't have time to move up my artillery, so now they're going to be the ones to take the top. That's okay. If we look over here, Gelt is still working overtime, using a final transmutation on that Great Cannon crew, weakening them greatly. Many of them are moving up. Over here on the right flank, we have Demogryph Knights and Outriders also moving in. If you look at my formation, I do have a Luminarch Spearman on the front lines. We're looking at our artillery kind of in the middle over here. We have some swordsmen on the left flank. Our Deliverance is on the left flank, called the Furenberg. And we have more halberds now moving to the right to handle those Demogryph Knights because we know they're a major threat. And Gelt, again, is just dancing around. See, not even their Great Cannon can see us properly. So now we can just, again, do more damage to them. Here is another final transmutation upgraded, weakening their soldiers. They're dying as they walk over here. Artillery is still hitting them. Our Luminarch is still attacking. Here's a Searing Doom dealing some more damage. We can see them all charging in right now. With all of these bolts hitting them without any friendly fire, that is a beautiful sight. The mortars are still shelling them. We can see that right now they have some more men who are moving in a secondary wave. They still have the Hellstone rocket battery. I don't know what it's doing right now. Maybe it's not able to see us. The range is probably way too great for it. We're still hitting these blasted Demogryph Knights who are so very strong and they're so hard to deal with. Over here is where we have Gelt close by and many infantrymen who are all grouped up. So now it's time to use more spells to try to weaken them even more, to try to break them down. Here's another Searing Doom. You can see them being killed as we watch our swordsmen and spearmen fight them on the front lines. Here's more bolts moving in, and now it's time for another spell. The Golden Hounds of Gehenna and a Luminarch shooting right through them. Gelt is just flying around throwing spells like it's freaking out of style, man. Over here on the left flank, we can see that our Outriders are currently shooting at some Knights. These Knights were trying to chase down my Outriders, and now they're just being shot as they're being pinned down by some swordsmen. Sure, they're not anti-large, but the armor piercing from my Outriders will destroy them quickly. And now the Deliverance is moving in. We have our mortars still shelling their ranged units. And look at that. Their handgunners were unable to shoot at us. They had to go up that hill. So we used that hill against them. Sure, they have the high ground, but they don't know how to use it. They don't know what to do with it once they have it. Now over here we have some more spearmen who are beginning to break, and I need to calm down. Alright, let's see here. We're now moving back into a new position with our ranged units. On the right now, our Luminarch is moving into a new position. We still have Gelt haunting them from behind. Their artillery did not make it very far. They still have their leader, their huntsman general, who's shooting a few errant arrows, landing over here on the front lines. Hopefully none will hit. Here's our captain, now charging in, cutting down a few of these Marienburgers from behind. Deliverance is still fighting. If we have a look at its kills, 95 kills. That's a lot of kills. For Steingard's Pride, 19 kills, but they were hunting down Knights. Most of their army is now broken. It was a quick battle. Our formation and tactics won the day. We know how strong they are. Gelt's cutting remarks. Our Luminarch, 47 kills, dealing major loads of damage to enemy leaders and other groups. Even if we don't get a lot of kills with it directly, we still manage to weaken groups heavily. So now they're all fleeing, and we just get to hunt down who we want to. The battle is won. Gustav Pappenheimer, you can go home now. We killed a lot of his men. We lost over 300. They lost over 1,100 men. Now, any of you who would like to come join us, why don't you do that right now? Your entire army hasn't been obliterated. You know what? Never mind. We're not going to let you go home. It's about time to finish off their entire army. Oh, shoot. We're just a little bit out of reach. That's okay. He's still losing more due to vampiric corruption. Can I build any buildings right now? I cannot. Not that I really need to. What's happening over here? Vampiric corruption is going up. Eventually, we will need to go fight the undead. I might not be able to avoid that. They've kind of created a big roadblock, but if I go find them now, my god, that'll be a big battle. Not to mention the long war that would really ensue afterwards. I would rather take care of one enemy than move on, but we'll see what opportunities arise. If we get a chance to take over Averland, that would help out a lot. I would have more lands close to them. When it comes to the lands up north, I don't really want all of them, which means if I can vassalize anyone like Nordland or Midland or even other lands further up north, then I will do that. They'll provide a great buffer between me and other foes. Well now, what do we have over here? Our enemies are gone. I don't know where they went to. They're dead. I know where they went to, into the ground. A rebel army's popped up at Karak Azkaraz. Interesting. Eventually, we could retake that location. I can't believe Reichland has been blindsided like that. They were too busy conquering elsewhere to wear their own territories under siege. And now, vampiric corruption is spreading everywhere. They were able to fend off that attack from Altdorf. Well, that part is good. I wonder where I could go. Well, Gelt, if we push on, maybe we can make it over to the river. That wouldn't be easy to do. If we march on through, we would still lose way too many. I suppose we could do a forced march. Let's do that. Let's try to make it to Marienburg. Fierenberg, I want you to join in too. Let's all go over there. Sure, it won't be easy. Sure, we might lose a lot, but we can form up our encampments. We need to go strike them now because we need to eventually unify to go fight the vampire counts. Okay, I've got some gold. Thankfully, I have some gold. We just need to spend that gold. Alright, so I can get a livery. I do like that. Let's take it. I'll need an armory later. That'll take time. We still have public order. What about over here? Too much public order, right? No, we've got a lot. So we can now begin to focus on more growth and trade income. There we are. We changed up our commandment. I've got a lot of prestige, and I mean a lot. I can do really whatever I want with it all. People know me. People trust me here. Many factions like me, and I have a lot of imperial authority. But Averland, again, is what I truly want more than any other location. Marius Leitdorf, the Mad Count, should not be in power anymore, but we should. That corruption needs to be uprooted. We'll even gain control of Auchendorf. Interesting. Maybe not a location I would like to keep for all time, but it is indeed interesting. Later, we can retake the Moot, but look at how much corruption there is around here. Ostermark is pushing back into Sylvania. They've taken Waldenhof. Elsewhere, we could see that Ostland's done quite well. That's why I don't want to take over their lands. Let them be some manner of buffer between myself and Norsko, or even Chaos in the future. There's Beastmen close by. But let's get ready now, as we have a new enemy to go after. Great strides have been made in your relationship with the state of Ostland of late. Their Elector Count, Valmir von Rokov, has approached you with an offer of Confederation. Ostland's northern frontier faces a sea of claws, resulting in a mild exposure to chaos, but Kislev provides a land buffer between Ostlanders and the horrors of the far north. Von Rokov's capital, Wolfenburg, is nestled in the foothills of the Middle Mountains, providing access to lucrative gold mines. I won't take it. I told you just a bit ago that I don't want these lands up there, and I do not want to absolve the entire empire. Sure, if I did that, we would become any other faction. No, I want to exist in an empire. Sure, I might be a major power. My county may even grow larger than any other county, but I still want other counties to exist. Or why be a member of the empire? Okay, we shall formalize that elector as a vassal. I do have a modification that's in my collection where you can turn your neighbors into vassals. That way you do not have to paint the map as the empire. I like that a lot more. You may join me then. There we go. Now we can get more money from them. And, my god, it's a lot more money than I thought. They're quite large and powerful. Wow. Look at how much they have, and Krakadrak is still around too. They're under attack. When Chaos comes on down, I might even try to make a harder Chaos invasion. We could even afford a third army. Now that idea I like. Let's have a look over here. Gelt, let's go. We're not done yet. Oh, hello. Richter Volkman has quite a few units I need to watch out for. I suppose what we can do, we can move right by Ilhart. Let's do that. I have a vassal up north. That will be my buffer whenever Chaos comes by. I have more money now. The reason why I have so much money too, after even getting that much gold, is because I have cheap armies. My armies really do not cost that much gold. I have a lot of state troops here, 4,900, over here 4,000, but for all that I have when it comes to trade and tax money, I mean, I make 6,819 and everyone gets 2,500 by default, so really, I'm doing pretty well. Now, let's have a look at what type of leader that we want. Let's get something a little bit different, the Bright Order. Okay, Bright Order gifts. If I do that, we'll get a fire resistance of 10%. The Pyromancers of the Bright Order are students of the lore of fire, and okay, they wield Akshi, the red wind of magic. We'll take it. Now we can have a Bright Wizard Lord, but before I pick him up, I think I want to get some more technology. Right over here. That way we can have a level 4 Lord in the very beginning. Our two main armies will continue to venture out together. Hopefully they can reinforce each other. I believe they can. Marienburg has got to go, as I said before. But now we can afford so much more, which I'm very happy about. Can I build up anything at all? Not that I really need to. We'll need more agents too. Like another captain or even a witch hunter would be good. Now we can get a nice witch hunter. Richter, come join us. There we are. He's at a decent rank. We'll give him a few things. He'll be entering into combat. I could use him on the map, but no, we'll enter him into combat quickly. He'll take accusation. I want you to have silver bullets too. Deal even more damage if you can. And you'll come join in. Now we'll need another Empire captain. That much is true. We can afford one more, but before I pick one up, I'll probably want to pick up Imperial Steel. That way he'll be at a higher rank. Oh, we have such a tremendous amount of growth, but we've been playing for over 5 hours now. And we're at turn 78. It's only logical. Boris Todbringer of Middenland sends you an invitation to be his personal guest at their annual Wurstfest, an annual harvest time festival in which citizens all across the Empire feast and toast the gods, their land, the Empire, and their ancestors. It is a grand gesture for a head of state to extend such an invite to another, so naturally you accept. On the day of the Wurstfest, you are called away to lead an army against a minor uprising. The scuffle did not ultimately need your personal attention, but insurrection is exactly the type of situation you are compelled to deal with in person. Due to this, you do not take your place at Boris Todbringer's table. Boris Todbringer is greatly insulted by that. Appeasing him may take more than just a mere fruit hamper. Money, prestige. Take some prestige. Here's your banquet. And now he feels better. Ah, look at that. Richter Volkmann is fleeing for now. His numbers are quite high. I mean, look at that artillery. For now, though, let's take up our right here, Imperial Steel. Now we can have a higher leveled Imperial Captain to come join our new army's leader. Alright, Gelt, let's go. We're very far from home, but that is indeed intentional. Or I could take a fort. Very true. Why don't we take a fort today? You know what? I like that idea. That's what we're going to do. Then we can replenish here. We can move in together. Alright, Gelt, can you reach it? I believe you can. Fortunately, you can. Now, we will fight that battle out. Trust me, it's going to be quite difficult. They have a lot. It's a fort. Oh, that should be fun. Then we'll have a base of operations up north. Let's have a look at the map. It's very important that I look at the map right now because things are getting kind of weird. Okay, the Empire no longer has control down here. Skavenblight is back in control. Barak Var is a dominant power. The dwarves are actually weak. Clan Angren has a lot of power. The orcs are somehow surviving. The undead are owning a lot. They took over Averheim. They're beginning to grow in strength. Averheim is done for. That means I'll want to take Stirland if I can. Talabecklin, I will probably confederate with. We could use their land now. Anyone else like Midland or Nordland, I will make them my vassal. When it comes to Ostermark, potentially my vassal as well. It depends on where we're at when it comes to the undead. By God, so much has changed. Let's go back over here. We don't need another wizard, do we? Not really. But another captain we do need. Okay, Determined, we'll take him. We'll find out his true name and backstory later. We'll give him Blade Master, Hold the Line, Devastating Charge, and Hard to Hit. Now he'll deal more damage. And one more level, we'll have a higher leveled Bright Wizard Lord. That should be fascinating. And before we go fight that battle, I have no more gold to use. I do have an agent close by. They're attacking Altdorf again. Can they hold out? I hope they can. Helman Gorst is a juggernaut. Who's over here? Manfred at rank 32. Alright. Well, Alchemist, I don't want you in that corrupted land for too long, but why don't you come follow me for now? We can't be in corrupted lands for too long, or we'll gain a very negative trait. Now it's time to take out Fort Bergbres. We also completed another quest, which was my other goal too. We had to move a character over to Karoberg. Now we need to win a battle. The battle for Marbad's tomb. As Gelt leads his men beneath the rough stone lintel of the ancient barrow mound, the shadows crowd in upon him, dimming even the light emanating from his raised staff. Creeping despair reaves the hearts of the warriors as they descend, tightening his coils as ominous sounds echo in the gloom. Bone on stone, pitted blade on rusted scabbard, it seems that the loyalty of the buried king's ancient retainers remains firm even in death. That's a lot of undead, but we'll go there later too. We've got some quest battles to complete, but I'm very busy right now. We still need to move Gelt over to Altdorf, and then we'll be able to get some new stuff, but I didn't want to tarry for too long. We can always get it later. It's not really a need. Northern Bretonnia is still alive. I do want Coron and Langy. And we're going to build quite a nice army, and later I'll be able to upgrade to more expensive units too, but let's go into battle now. Need to take a fort. Now it's time for us to take a fort, so that we may endure up here. Gelt's going to fly around casting spells, weakening their defenses. They have a few, sure, but already they're taking heavy losses. They might have handgunners or whatever they would like to use, but it's only Gelt who knows how to truly defend a fort. These guys here, they're just pretenders. A miscasting dealing more damage to him. We're going to need some more assistance soon, but he's using a Searing Doom, an upgraded one at that, to deal more damage to all of them. Now it's time for a final transmutation. In less than 1 minute, Gelt has already destroyed such a large portion of their defenders. He's continuing to charge in now. He's right behind them, watching them. The mortars are also weakening and softening their lines. They have a lot of men, don't get me wrong. Here's our formation over here. We have our ranged units on the front lines. We have our Luminarch and our artillery kind of right behind them. They'll be able to get in some hits, but this fort here is going to belong to the Empire once more. It's imperative that we win. Another spell by Gelt, another final transmutation. You can see their health beginning to drop. It's a great way to get rid of a large portion of their health, especially in the very beginning. You saw a few of them just dropped dead. Lungs turned into lead. A truly awful fate. Here comes another spell now. A Searing Doom on a cluster of soldiers. That's what they get for all being grouped up in one condensed location. They were asking for it in that situation. If we have a look at Gelt's kills, 108 kills. Over here we have the Amber Trance just being used to bother them. Our ranged units are still moving up. Our steam tank is currently breaking down that fort tower, getting rid of one threat. If we look at what's left, our mortars are continuing to hit them on the walls. That's really our job right now, is to hit them with a bunch of mortar shells. If we can do that. Surprise! A few direct hits, and my god, so many just went down. They're not all dead, surprisingly. Here comes our captain now. It's his turn. Now where do you think he's going? What could be so important back here? Well, there's really only one thing that's so important back here. Artillery. Enemy artillery. They have a lot of it. It's in a location where if they wanted to, they could deal a lot of damage. But they don't know what to do with it. They don't know how to defend. I wish I had it. It should belong to me. Here they come now. Gelt is coming too. Well, Gelt was already here. So the captain was a little bit late. I got their silhouettes mixed up. Between a Searing Doom and everything else, we're going to destroy every crew for every bit of artillery that they have. That is a lot of artillery. While that's going on, it's finally time for a wave of infantry to move in. We all get to attack today. Everyone gets a piece of the pie. The fort pie. You can see where we're all at right now. You can see that we just have an extensive amount of infantry heading right in. John Feurenberg II is here, the Elector Count of Nuln and Wissenland. His men are moving in. We get to overwhelm every portion of their wall's defenses. They can fight all they want. Now we're taking out either another tower or their front gate so that we may move in. We're being hit by a few shots from their towers, but we're here to win quickly. And you can see that Gelt took more damage, but we were able to strike fear into every single member of their crew. You could see what's left. Just fire and dead people. Trained men whose knowledge was wasted on a war that they shouldn't be fighting. I didn't declare war on them. They declared war on me. I wanted to fight the undead and do the proper thing. They came as aggressors. They can begin the war, but I shall end it. We will not stop until every single army they have is fully destroyed. Every single settlement occupied or burned down. They have some knights over here, lying in rest in the shadows, waiting for us to get in. We're just allowing our soldiers to fully climb onto the walls, and that does take time. There is some friendly fire, but they are still hitting some enemies over here. Many of them are beginning to break. They do have great swords and swordsmen who are still fighting. Only a few pockets of resistance are left. They've tried some point-blank shooting. Let's see how far that gets them. Over here, we have our group that belongs over to Jean. Some friendly fire, unfortunately, but still, they're now breaking. It's time to hit the great swords and handgunners that are maintaining the gatehouse. Their last respite. Though it looks like a lot of them are beginning to break now. Those knights were moving towards our leaders, our captain and Gelt, so we left. Now it's only these men left. Let's have a look now. If we look at all of us here, we were able to take a fort without losing too many soldiers, and so we're stronger for it. I almost said fortet. The battle is now won. We now have a little outpost up north. A little outpost, he says. Ha! And a telescope to go spy on certain hot springs. Alright. The battle has been won. We took over the fort. We've gained 1,300 gold. Now we have a base of operations where we can replenish and rest up if we need to. A potion of toughness. How good to have. We've taken the Gisero Gap. We charged up north instead of going straight for Marienburg like they thought I probably would. I came over here to a fort. Hello, Gisero. Don't worry. No, you should worry. You should really, really worry. We now own some strange location way up north. That's really good. That's really good. Now we can take our time in finally conquering that last location. It's still a tier 4 location too, one that'll be easier for me to replenish. If only our replenishment was a little bit higher. Okay, you are rank 13, Captain Edward. Edward, I'm going to give you Wound Maker. Now you deal more damage. What more can I give you? I could give you a potion. No, we'll let Gelt keep it. He's been taking a lot of damage lately. Here's your wizard. Everyone needs a pocket wizard. It's very important. Gotta have that. What about you, wizard? What do you need? Well, you've got plenty. I have no enchanted item for you. I have no weapon for you that I want you to have. Edward, you have no weapon either. Here you go. Here's more strength for you. Putting him up to what? A bit more. A bit more strength. Ah, here we go. A hedge wizard for more magic, one initiate to get rid of taint, and a camp follower in case he is wounded. Level 28 for Gelt. Now we need to consider what would be quite handy for him. Reducing missile damage by 10%, sure, I do agree that that would be handy. Getting rid of attrition would be handy too for the entire army. Or I can buff up my current army. You know what? That is what I'm going to do. I mean, I do want that replenishment later, just so that I can replenish quickly. But no, we'll see what I do. Okay. Marcus Orcsbane, you can get your Pegasus. I mean, you could have a bit ago, but now you have it. Enjoy, my friend. You can fly with Gelt, and you two can deal a lot of damage. Okay, so we're not replenishing that much. What about Gelt's army? He's replenishing a little bit faster. He'll be done in 3 turns. Good to know. We can haunt up here for a period of time, and we can begin to think about that new army. But not yet. We just need one more turn to get our technology, then we can get a monster hunting bright wizard lord. Foolish vainglory, you say? You're probably right about that. We'll take, sure, a cheaper recruitment cost that will be picking up a new army. Here's our witch hunter. Now we need a bright wizard lord. There we are. Route marcher, fireball, kindle flame for another. I could just have him spam his kindle flame in the very beginning if we get another point into it at rank 16. A fire resistance of 30% enables flaming attacks. Wow. We could take on the undead. Now that would be handy. I like that idea. Okay, what can you recruit while you're here? We can get the stubborn bulls. Oh, right, because we did take that location as a vassal. Osland now has a special unit they're giving to us here. Imperial Knights that have great swords. How cool. I feel like I should give it to someone else, but who knows? It might work in your army format. Pistoliers. I do like pistoliers. We could use a couple of them. Like 2 of them, sure. We'll take, you know, just 2. Reichsguard could work out well with our new knights. I have the money for it, that is true. You know what? We'll let him have it. Why not? Let him have it. There we go. Now we have all the mounted units we need. They're quite powerful. Let's see here. There's a bit of fluff. Fortunately, Osland's dank, forest-clothed terrain produces elite warriors able to withstand the continual ruinous incursions threatening the province. 119 for armor, 73 leadership, 70 speed. They've got a decent amount of weapon strength. They are stronger than my Reichsguard. A larger charge bonus. Yeah, not bad. Not bad at all. So now we get to wait here for a little while. What else can we get? Any of these units could be handy. Sure, we might pick them up. I don't need to right now. We're not going into combat yet. And we also need to consider what we want over here. I think I'll probably pick up my gunsmith. I would like to be able to get my hand gunners, and I can't do so yet. This will be nice to have. Okay, Alchemist Erwin Rohr. I shall put a point over into what then? Scouting would be one option, sure. Assault unit, another one. Yeah, come on down. We could use your help. Try to wound that enemy agent, or even kill them.
No, no.
He failed. That's unfortunate. Hopefully you'll do a better job in the future. We can form our encampment. Now replenishment has gone up again. So we have 3 armies to deal with. My god. That is a lot. So before we actually form that up, let's come over here. We need to move a little bit further back. If they want to besiege what we have, let them do so. I'm trying to build up my 3rd army. And now we need more research. But what would truly be handy for me? It really depends. We could use more strength. That is true. We could use more damage. You know what? Let's get more armor for my mounted units. Only 3 turns. They'll get more leadership too. So we'll get some more armor for them. That'll be nice to have. Now we can just wait for a little bit. The undead are busy, so they might not even attack me. Not yet. In the future, who knows? I'll need to upgrade these basic walls here. We'll need better walls for sure. All right, here's a captain and a witch hunter. We don't know their names or backstories yet, but there they are. That should do it for him. They're trying to have another civil war. I won't allow it. I could allow it to happen, sure. And if I do so, Osland might even be able to gain some power, but I'm going to stop that war. Through really the political maneuvering of Geld, the Empire is doing so well. Outside, Altdorf fell. Look at that. We'll need to retake it in time. That gives me an ample opportunity to claim power. We're fighting Marienburg. It's not our fault they came to fight us. We're just doing what we can. Sure, come over here to help out. We'll need to find a way to lure out a few of their armies, or we can move somewhere else and conquer more of their lands, like over here in Britannia, then later come after them again. If they take the fort, that's okay. It's meant to be a little stopgap for them. All right, let's come on down. No, you won't be able to wound his army, not easily. Let's try to go after his town and steal a bit of technology. Oh, look at that. They have a bright wizard lord as well. Watchman, okay, so they've got a lower chance of getting him. He did it. Good job. Now he's rank 8. We'll put a point over here into assault unit. Again, our job is to use him on the campaign map. We'll eventually go back to Altdorf. I cannot right now. I'm very busy. I'm very busy. Okay, we have our knights. We now need to move over to Nuln. Captain, you'll come join us very soon. I'm glad we have proper defenses, but I really had no idea the undead would do so well. They are fighting everywhere. They're doing incredibly well. They conquered all the way over here. They came out of nowhere and began to take over Reichland because the Emperor got a little bit too greedy. He pushed way too far. I don't even know where he's at right now. I have no idea where he went off to. Clan Angron is a great help. We should get them to come help us out eventually. But for now, we are still replenishing. I think what I'll do, I could besiege Marienburg, then go after one army, push that army back. Maybe we would only need to fight two. Getting Marienburg itself would actually not be too bad. Their garrison isn't too large. Fighting all three armies might be an issue, or it might be easier to do so in a siege battle. I'm not too sure. I can think about it. If I brought up a third army, that would be even better for me. So there's a lot that I could do. I know I'm discussing more strategy than usual, but it's because things are getting really crazy right now. And I'm not sure how it's all going to play out. We still need more gold now. I've gone down in gold. I had so much gold for a short period of time, but that's gone down. 1,600 for our army here. We'll need more state troops to balance it all out. And we have plenty of heroes. You'll come join his army too. But at the very least, we have another leader. A bright wizard lord. How cool. That'll be quite handy for whenever we fight foes who can regenerate like the undead. We're going to burn them all. We now have 3 armies to fight. I have no idea if we can do it. We don't even have a full garrison yet. They have a lot of cannon too. Oh, it's going to be nasty. Let's give it our best shot. They have already broken down our front gate. Now they're moving in. I have 2 groups of crossbowmen activating these 2 towers. Now they're moving in. They're being led by Captain Edvard van der Krau. We've got a steam tank and Luminarch here. Our garrison's defenders will form up the front line. All of our artillery's up here on a platform. 4 Hailstorm rocket batteries, 2 great cannons, 8 mortars total. All of our infantry is waiting right behind. Gelt and our captain will be waiting and stand by, waiting to come in. Now here they come. There's Edvard at full health. His knights and war wagons are moving in too. Now, he's not looking as strong, but Edvard is hard to kill. If you don't knock him out, he'll begin to replenish health. Now these knights are moving in. We've managed to get a few hits off. They're releasing some balloons. How beautiful. Potentially, I should have moved one of these crossbows over here onto the right tower. That would have been great. That potentially would have hit that other artillery back there. They're having a hard time getting in. It's nearly time to hit them again, too. There's Edvard, still alive, still holding. His men are still moving in. He's waiting at the front gates. He's been clipped, but he's not dead yet. It's going to be a long fight where we've got to preserve our magic. We can only use weaker spells. That way we can continue to cast spells for a prolonged period of time. They have so many war wagons and infantrymen. They're sending in the war wagons first. In a way, if they're able to elude our attacks, that could be wise. Who knows? Here comes the Searing Doom right now. And another shot from our Luminarch as well. Those war wagons saved Edvard. If it wasn't for that, maybe Edvard would have been hit. Here comes an Archlector, a false prophet of Sigmar. Let's have a look around here. They're beginning to climb onto the walls. Our small group of crossbowmen have been pushed away by some halberds. It's time to use more artillery to hit them like Hailstone rocket batteries. They have a lot of artillery, like I said before. It's going to be a dangerous, dangerous fight. Here's our steam tank. The Fuhrenberg is what it's called. There's one dead soldier right in front of them. The war wagons are still close by. We're getting a few shots out over there. Edvard is not gone yet. Their war wagons are still standing. They'll be offering some shots in return, potentially damaging my tank heavily. They've gotten some hits in already. Let's hope that we can kill more of them. My crossbows have been hit. Eventually, whenever they rally back up, we'll bring them over here to our right tower so that we can rain down more havoc upon them. That Luminarch shot missed. Those who are inside are mostly dead, like this group of great swords. They're moving in, kicking down our tents. That's okay. Over here on the walls, our mortars are striking, killing many of their swordsmen and other units who have landed up here, like Flagellants. These guys are unbreakable, so we want them gone so that they do not bind up our units. More are climbing up right now. And Edvard is going up a ladder, or will be going up a ladder. Currently, he's defended. Here's another fireball being launched out. They have a Bright Wizard Lord then, don't they? Or what was that? If not that. I really have no clue then. The great cannons are still around. Okay, let's have a more informational look at things right now. You can see how many men they have on the way. You can see where I'm currently attacking. There's a searing doom falling down on them again. They have more waves that are beginning to move towards us. Our mortars are still striking them. If you look at where we're moving, we've activated a new tower that's going to allow us to hit at least a few of them, clipping a few of their handgunners in that regiment. Whatever we can do to kill more of them is a good thing. Edward's still around. He's killed no one yet. We're still shelling the hell out of them. We have two small groups of handgunners here on the left and right flanks. They're going to be expending all of their ammunition to shoot our enemies. Here they come now with another assault. They're coming up the middle now, finally charging up. They've rallied enough of their attackers to come attack our position. That war wagon is dead there in the tracks. And now here we go, striking more of these men of Marienburg. And there goes a steam tank about to deliver a cannonball right to the face. It's very effective. You want to solve a problem? Cannonball to the face. Almost as good as a rock to the face. There's another Searing Doom now, killing those who are fleeing. They're still trying to rally up their defenders, or their attackers, I should say. They're now defending the front gate. You can see how many have already died. It's a tyrannical war. It's an awful war. More units are still moving in. We are not yet done. You can see all of our defenders still over here waiting. Our handgunners are still delivering some punishing volleys. If we had a full garrison, this battle would have been a little bit easier for me, right? But we do not have a full garrison. Another Searing Doom shredding their infantrymen. Another Luminarch destroying another war wagon right in the middle of that gate, blocking more of them, potentially obstructing their movement. Vanderkrow is nearly at full health. I told you, if you don't kill him outright, the man finds a way to survive. He's an enduring icon of Manon's blades. Here's Gelt waiting above, watching his men fight the battle. It's time for another attack. Another Searing Doom, clipping more of their swordsmen. These men are being destroyed by constant barrages from our artillery. Those salvos are devastating, but they've already damaged my tank. More are now moving down at us. We do have some crossbows and their bolts who are raining down terror upon them. Here's Deliverance now, yeeting a few men away. The great yeet of Sigmar is a mighty yeet indeed. Here comes more of their units right now. We're using our Hellstorm rocket battery to hit those who are on the walls. We still have more enemies on the way. They still have a lot of artillery, and there is indeed that Bright Wizard Lord. Somehow still alive, somehow still here. They believe their money and numbers can beat Gelt. We shall show them another thing. Here comes more of them now. We exhausted all of that ventilation to where all of that heat just went out onto them, breaking anyone, giving them a penalty of -8 to leadership. That Flagellant Warband is still here. We still have a Luminarch that's still attacking. It's about to zap a few more of them. Unfortunately, it didn't hit right in the middle of that gatehouse, or it would have gotten more kills, but here's a few more attacks right now, rendering a few people obsolete. The waves continue. Deliverance continues to hold on, taking more and more damage by the moment. Unfortunately, they broke our men who were once standing over here. You can see a few of their corpses. They did break and leave, but they did manage to do some real damage to them. If you look elsewhere, we have a group that's coming up onto our left flank, Flagellants and also Halberds. We'll be bringing up some men later as well, and some Outriders too. Steingard's Pride, a very noble group of men who have killed hundreds of our enemies. And here comes a captain now, the host of this garrison. Our Deliverance is having to move back due to their many attacks, weakening our tank. The Flagellants are still here. You can see many of their minions still here. Let's have a look at the battle. They're still charging in. Our artillery is still battering them. We only have so much left right now, though. It's time for another spell to hit them. A final transmutation, and our Luminarch attacking again. That Luminarch is nearly destroyed. It has 46 kills. Gelt's cutting remarks are not nearly cutting enough right now. That captain's killed 3 of them. Here comes another group of Outriders. They have grenade launchers. Grenade launchers can do a lot of damage to my units. Here they are launching their grenades right now. Hopefully there's some friendly fire involved too. The screen is shaking. Gelt is still flying above. We're still holding them back with what meager defenses we do have currently. We've got some attacks still raining down on them, destroying their ranks. Our crossbows are still going. We're going to move up our Drakewald trackers very soon to help defend. We still have more climbing onto the walls. right now. It's going to be time to send in some more soldiers to go fight them. Over here's where we have another micro battle going on. Our Steingart's Pride was clipped, but they're going to move into position now where they can now shoot these guys from a flanking position, eradicating them, destroying their armor, what little armor they do have. These flagellants, I mean, thankfully we do at least have more armor than they do. Otherwise we would be in more trouble than ever. Let's hope that we can shoot them now. There we go, we're shooting them now. These handgunners got a lot of kills. This one group on the left flank, 51 kills on the right flank. I mean, considering their number, 75 kills and hopefully growing. We have another attack over here. We're still looking at enemies like Edward van der Krau, who's nearly at full health. Only 3 kills, but the guy will not die. We don't want him fighting the last remnants of our soldiers. It wouldn't work out well for us. He's summoning up his crazy aura right now. I'm not really too sure of its exact effects, but it's a haunting one. The man is a nightmare. I told you before. He's a survivor of ill repute. The vagabond will be put in its cage. Let's have a look now. You can see all the bodies down below. Our poor garrison defenders, they're charging downhill to keep them back. The Golden Hounds of Gehenna are now dancing within their ranks. They have pistoliers attacking. They have men dying. Few soldiers remain right now. They've held for a long period of time. They're now charging out a little bit more, hoping to stop them. They have many ranged soldiers, and we can still see so many bodies here. You can look at all the artillery. We still have artillery moving in. They're not done yet bringing in all that artillery. And here comes some more knights. So not only do they have a lot of infantry, but a lot of knights too. If we look over here at where they were once attacking, it looks like we were able to eradicate them completely. They're now done for. They're fleeing. Our captain came in to help out. He's currently at what? How many kills? Sorry, that's Gelt. Gelt has over... how many? 500 kills. No, sorry. That is Marcus Orksbane at 55. I was confused for a moment. I was like, oh my god. Look at his kills. But no, Gelt does indeed have over 500 kills. Gelt has been the one crushing enemies lately. Here comes Edward van der Krau, regenerating his health constantly. If we look at his capabilities right now, hard to kill, replenishes hit points. The brass cleaver is what he has too. The cursed skull. Ah, debuff. Minus 26 to melee attack, minus 8 to leadership. Quite damaging. He's got dirty fighting as well, blinding us in combat. He's got Manon's luck. The guy is just hard to hit. The guy is hard to beat. There's a shot from our Illuminarch hitting him, reducing his health. They too have Illuminarch, bringing it. Oh my god, it's going to be able to take out our Illuminarch if we don't move back. So we'll have to move back right now, or we're going to lose it. We cannot lose Gelt's cutting remarks. That would be wrong. Now handgunners are moving in, giving their lives. They have a direct shot moving up there, hitting that wall. And here comes again our leader, coming in for another charge. Marcus Orksbane, still fighting hard. Let's look at the balance of power. Still in their favor. They have 1,400 men. More moving in. If you look back here, they have indeed more artillery that's coming in right now. It never seems to end. Their onslaught never seems to end. You can see that as fresh troops are moving in, they have old troops fleeing the battlefield. That should teach them a valuable lesson. Look at how few are leaving. Small groups with their cohorts. We'll follow the entire trail until we make it back to the fort. Now Gelt is moving out to attack some artillery. It's really daring. It's nigh suicidal for him to be out here. We've hit that cannon crew. There's Marcus. Together, they're moving after these ranged units. On the front lines now, we've managed to hit more of them. It's time to kill even more than that. Look at all the bodies. It's been a long time since we fought a battle like this here. So we held. Nothing but a road of bodies. My god. It's an awful affair. Gelt and our captain are still fighting. They've taken a lot of damage. Gelt's taken a lot of damage. Here comes a fresh group of Demigryph Knights and Outriders too. They still have ranged units over here. It's going to be time to move up Steingart's Pride very soon to come help out. They've dealt some serious damage. So actually, sorry, they're moving back now. They killed 189. They came out to do some shooting, but it looks like they're now having to flee. They were outgunned for once. That Bright Wizard Lord is now walking in. I don't know what he's going to end up doing. I don't know if he'll even survive. Maybe he will. I'm not too focused on him right now. We still have more to fight out here. Those Reichsguard that we had from the garrison, they charged out too. 44 kills for one group. Here's Edvard van der Krau again at over 700 health. The guy's not dying yet. The balance of power is still very much in their favor. They have all of that artillery. You could see these two now flying out, attempting to get away from the enemy attacks. Their artillery is actually quite accurate, and they're dealing a lot of damage. It's not easy. They're trying to get away. But again, that artillery, those great cannons, they know how to hit. You can see that they're currently under attack. They're still rising and rising and rising. The Demigraph Knights are now charging in. Our Deliverance is still very much alive. It is taking quite a bit of damage. We still have units in reserve right now. You can see that we still have our artillery up there. We have a bird's eye view. We have some enemies who are trying to move up over here. Our Luminarch is now moving down. There's a few dead men because there was a small scrap in the streets going on. But now it's time for him or that group to hunt down this group of halberdiers. So if we zoom out again and we have another look, they have war wagons left. They still have artillery left. Let's now move back. Here they come. Gelt and Marcus still being hit by enemy attacks, being clipped and wounded and nearly destroyed. Gelt is nearly gone. They're still trying to get rid of a few of these artillery crews to save the lives of their precious men. Despite the cutting remarks of Gelt, the man does care for his men. To a degree. Demigraph Knights are still holding up the main formation. We're trying to fend them back right now, but these are devastatingly tough soldiers to bring down. They're not easy at all. And so they continue to fight. Artillery continues to move up. As for our leaders, Marcus has been nearly killed. They've hit many of these artillery pieces, but they're now having to flee. Gelt is getting out of here. Marcus is having to flee too. So where is he able to go? There's a certain location where he'll be able to at least rest up for a period of time. Maybe he'll be able to come back later if possible. And also Gelt has to leave. If he's wounded, the men will lose hope. We cannot lose hope. Deliverance has moved down. Deliverance has 300 kills total. Or I should say the Marienburg, as we have renamed it. Our warriors are beginning to rally. Gelt killed 553. Over here is where they caught up to my units. We've got a war wagon with a mortar. But Sieghelms and Solland shields, they're currently fighting together. Taking on the mortar, damaging it, hopefully getting rid of it. Now we're moving in our companies, the first and second company of troll gutters. We've got over here the Golden Guard. They're pushing down right now. I don't know what happened to Edvard. In the chaos and cacophony of war, I can't always keep track of my foes. Sometimes they just vanish. But over here are some Outriders. Still moving out. Here comes another Great Cannon crew. Now their crews are just moving in. I have no idea how it's still in. I suppose if we charged out, it would indeed be in their favor. We wouldn't be able to take them on. They still have some artillery here, and these could hurt a lot. If you look at what's left, though, nothing but chaos, man. The sheer destruction of this battle was immense, defending against so many men of Marienburg. Here is a pivotal battle that will change the entire war. Our Luminarch is now running away. It has 178 kills, moving away from that group of halberds, but many of those halberds are dead. They're very, very tired. Now we have more of our shields moving in. That mortar crew is now breaking and leaving. Sieghelm's veterans are now moving up. We're still trying to push them back. Now the goal is to try to take these towers back. What towers we can. Like over here, we have our first company of Golden Steel. They're moving in. The Golden Line is now moving in to activate another tower. If we can activate these towers in time, we can shoot down at their artillery, weakening them. And hopefully those towers on their own can help defend us. You can already see that their artillery is being hit by that. So now we're retaking our front line, our front wall, and also pushing them back. It's a great way to finally give the killing blow to our enemies. They will be cold properly. You can see that over here. These Demigryph Knights are not giving up. If we look at their kills right now, they're at 70, over 70 kills right now, and we're still trying to push them back, and they need to go. Anti-large units, but I mean, look at that. They have 140 weapon strength. They have so many ways. Because they have halberds and they have anti-large, they have a charge bonus of 60. They have a melee attack of 40, which is quite high. We have a melee attack of 28. Only 2 kills for the first company of Troll Gutters. You can see how many have been broken. The Deliverance will be back over here very soon. Or the Fuhrenberg. I keep forgetting, damn it. Anyway, 45 more kills for the Fuhrenberg. There we go. I knew I should have renamed it from the very beginning. It's named in honor of General Jean Fuhrenberg. These towers are continuing to hit their artillery. It's a good thing we took this fort. It's much better for us to fight here than in our own lands. You fought hard, Marienburg. You fought a good war, but it's time for you to leave now. If we look inside, they still have some crossbows. These crossbows killed a lot of my men. I had no idea how many they were killing, but they got my Drakewald trackers. We're looking at 134 kills over here. We're looking at a Hellblaster Voltigun cruise currently moving in, and we still have a few units left, but it looks like victory is now in our grasp. We have won the battle, everyone. Praise Sigmar, we've done it. We won the battle. Get thee gone. Now that was cool. I don't know how we did it, but we did do it. Unfortunately, the first company of Solland shields were wiped out. I'm sure we'll get more to replace them later on. We managed to beat off... Pardon me. Oh no. We managed to defeat 3 enemy armies. There we go. Alright. We got them all. They're no longer coming to our fort. They lost over 4,400 men. A majority of the garrison army that was here gave their lives for a much greater cause than their own. And now we just need to replenish even more, but at the very least we took out 3 armies. We didn't even need the help of Jean Fuhrenberg. He was pushed back. Wait, he could finish off their armies or go to Marienburg. Oh shoot, one army really did pull back pretty far. That's unfortunate. Well, we're gonna let Jean go after their armies and hopefully destroy them. Despite losing 3 of their armies, or a majority of them, they still have a greater balance of power than I do, so they have more armies around here. That is why I wanted to get rid of him. Damir von Rokov is rank 29. He's been fighting up here. Are you fighting Krakadrak? I have no idea, but at the very least, we have an amazing buffer to handle chaos whenever they come down. He's very talented at fighting, so we'll see what he's going to be able to do. Rank 29 for Gelt. My god, everyone is just waging total war now. What do you want now?
Are seeking targets for their initiates to practice on. And here you are.
What a great line. Oh man, okay. Non-aggression pact. I mean, sure. Why not? Let's have a look again. The brass cleaver reducing or actually increasing melee attack for nearby units. Not bad at all. Thank you, Clan Angrund. Do not take over Marienburg or I'll be angry. Oh good, our replenishment's actually pretty high. Wait, I thought our shields were wiped out. Did I regain them? Hold on. Oh no, I captured artillery, right. Cool, but not what I want. Very cool, but again, not what I want. Okay, what am I going to give you then for now? The Tattersouls? Yeah, for now. I'm busy. I don't have time. Gotta go fight.
Now into battle.
Let's go destroy that one army they have nearby, and done. We had to get rid of that entire force. Okay, 3% replenishment, not bad. We've gained a Banner of Eternal Flame.
Yes.
Let's move in. And Gelt, you could go after Heinz, couldn't you? I suppose we could. There we are. One more enemy gone.
Pick up the pace.
We've unlocked the Royal Altdorf Griffites. Very nice. Trickster Shard. Providing a miscast chance for nearby units. Not bad for a flying captain. You could go fly after an enemy leader and cause issues. Okay, so what do we have right now? We do have a steam tank. That is true. We do have a lot of ranged units. You know what I like? I always like getting my honest steel. Oh, sorry. Not my honest steel, my Emperor's finest. There we go. Okay, now you know what I really like. Okay, Captain Marcus, what am I going to give you now? More weapon strength.
The Empire
Now, I wonder, we could just go on and take Marienburg. It's an idea.
my potential.
We are pretty close to it. I would need to fight the battle out traditionally, but I've got the means to do so. Okay, you've got a decent chance over here to potentially wound one of their units. Go try that out. Urban Roar, you can do that. Good, he did it. He's rank 8, about to be rank 9. And Angrund is close by. And Fierenberg, what about you? You're rank 9. We'll put a point over here into Pistol Core. More ammo for your units. And more damage. Hey, how about that? Okay. Magister Lubin Siegfried. At your rank, I'll put a point over into Evasion. Now, we can move in again. There we go. We'll call it here for right now because I can't really top a siege of that level. That was by far one of the most challenging battles I've ever fought. I need a break. I need to go have a drink. I need to sit down because that was really difficult. I thought I was going to lose essentially the entire time. Edvard is very hard to take down, and because I have that one mod that levels up enemy lords, or just AI lords in general, so that I don't outpace all of them, the game is much more challenging. Usually, once you steamroll, it's all over. No, I don't feel like that here. I feel like I'm gonna have to fight tooth and nail for every single location that we're gonna take out here. And so, it's gonna be a huge challenge. Now, for our Bright Wizard Lord, we're gonna need some standard units for sure. I only have so much money. I don't have that much money. I wish I had more, sure, but I don't. I might not even be able to afford 2 groups of knights like that. That could be too many. I'll have to think about our format. I might not be able to afford that new army just yet. I might need like 1 more Vassal. Then maybe I can afford a 3rd army. But for now, they can hold at Nuln. That could work out. I gained a lot of gold from that battle. So let's pick up our gunsmith. Our tavern is fine. Sure. Whistleland, I could upgrade you again, sure. Isaro Gap, I now own you. Let's pick up Sigmarite Dogma. If only I had one for replenishment, but I do not. Alright, back to Whistleland. Sure, let's get it all up there. We have the gold. We'll be making nearly as much. You know what? I'm going to have you wait here for now. Only for now. Alright everyone, leave a like and comment down below. Look forward to more tomorrow. It's about to get very interesting. I've never had such a varied campaign, but things are getting pretty crazy right now. We own a bit of land. The vampire counts are pushing out. They're conquering so very much. Krakadrak has moved all over. That's incredible. And Osland has too. Wait, hold on. Before we go, Osland, are you fighting Krakadrak? No, you're not. Okay. You're fighting quite a few factions like Marienburg, the Greenskins. Largely the Greenskins, I see. Okay. Krakadrak was burned down. The capital's gone. Whoa. Norska, I'm sure, is a big issue. But Osland even has the Sarl encampment, so they're waging a very effective war. Yeah, I don't know where this campaign's going to go. I really have no clue.